Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of this Wednesday afternoon here at MadWorldTarot. And I am looking at this story that Charles is resetting the concept of the family firm. 16 weeks, as the article in the Daily Mail said, 16 weeks after his coronation, he has basically reframed the royal family, recategorized the members of the royal family, and the categories are senior royals, which I assume is himself and the Queen and the Prince and Princess of Wales; working royals, that would be people like Sophie and Edward; non-working royals, and I meant Princess Anne there as well. Non-working royals would be Princess Beatrice, Eugenie, the rest of them, and others. And others is the interesting category, because others, according to this article, includes Prince Andrew, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. I'm going to do a Celtic cross with the new Palladini Tarot. It's quite a royal looking tarot deck, and I'm going to have a look at this from King Charles's point of view. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. We're going to look at it, how he feels about these others. They're tricky, they're problematic. They're problematic in the sense of them still being on the royal website. Some people are quite exercised about that, want them removed from the royal website. I mean, the non-working royals aren't there, so why should the others be there? Then there's things like accommodation. I've just looked at Prince Andrew and the Royal Lodge, and his continuing residence there. And then, of course, Harry. Harry is agitating. We keep seeing these articles, these stories floated around. Harry wanting an apartment, Harry and Meghan wanting an apartment at Kensington Palace. It won't go away. It's swatted away, and then a new story floats about Harry needs somewhere to stay in the UK because he wants to go back to the UK and spend time there, and blah blah. He's got all his court cases still going on, of course, and paid for security, taxpayers' security when he's in the UK, if he stays at any of those royal palaces. And taxpayers not too pleased about the prospect of paying for Harry and Meghan, giving them a free roof, giving them free security. So it's tricky. And so we're going to look at it from Charles's point of view and how he feels about them all. Nine of Pentacles has come out. He wishes they would all just pay for themselves, become independent like the Parkles were supposed to when they set off for California. He, of course, had to fund them for the first year or so, despite what Harry said about being cut off. I'd like to be cut off like that. Anyway, Celtic cross. It's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinions, all speculation. We read energy here, archetypal energy, dealing with an archetypal family, and disclaimer in the box below. The usual story, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I was thinking about this because this is legacy from the late Queen, who was, of course, the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign Queen, and she was a bit head in the sand about these problems, the others. She didn't really deal with them. She did, of course, take away HRH. She did strip titles, patronages, and things like that. So in her very late years, last days, she did do some quite harsh things. But a lot of people said she didn't go far enough. This is what the king is now dealing with. He's dealing with that legacy. That he's tidying up loose ends basically with these others, what to do with them. So let's have a look at the situation as far as King Charles is concerned. What is the situation he is dealing with? Yeah, he's dealing with the Seven of Rods. It's the Seven of Wands. He's dealing with a situation where he's under attack. I'm sure he reads the papers. I'm sure Camilla is on it. I'm sure Prince William is on it, telling him that the public is disgusted, fed up. These are the opinion polls. These are the newspaper headlines. These are what the tabloids are screaming every day. You've got to do something. So he's on the back foot with this, really. This situation, this leftover situation from the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, where he has got to defend himself. He's got to defend the monarchy. He's really feeling it with the Seven of Wands. He's got to shore up the royal family. This level of attrition can't go on and on and on. If it does, then the royal family is in serious trouble. Right now, the only reason they're not in serious trouble, and this is my personal opinion, is because William and Catherine are waiting in the wings and behaving impeccably. But I think the public is saying, all right, we'll give you a grace period, but if it doesn't work out with them, we're done. That's my sense of it. What is the challenge, the obstacle for Charles at the moment? We've got Three of Pentacles. It's a 3, and we're dealing with 3 others. 3 others who are loosely still viewed as part of the team. They're there on the website, as I say, dividing their time between the US and the UK. Their patronages are still, try and say that again. Patronages are still listed. They're still listed as members of the royal family, much loved members of the royal family. It's problematic. The firm is an organization. It's an organization where everybody is supposed to pull their own weight and contribute. And are these 3 contributing? No, they're not. Are they taking? Yes, they are. Pentacles are trading on their titles still in the United States. Andrew is still sitting, benefiting from being a royal. He's at least keeping out the way, keeping a low profile. He did make a bit of a comeback at one stage, tried his luck there. But it's problematic because they are still, by association, bringing the rest of the royals down. So, what's at the root of this problem? What's the cause of it? What's down below? Page of Cups in reverse. This is old feelings, stale feelings, old feelings, feelings that no longer serve a purpose. The Page of Cups in reverse. Upright, it's affection, loyalty, apologies when necessary, being well-intentioned towards somebody, being sympathetic to their feelings, loyal. And I'm getting that Page of Cups in reverse, that there's disloyalty, disrespect. They haven't necessarily gone along with the things that would have served the family in the best possible way. They've been emotionally immature, all 3 of them. We're talking about all of the others, not singling out any in particular. Immature, petulant, brattish, a little bit manipulative in their ways of dealing with the rest of the royals, have been allowed to be that way with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That's my sense of this card. That level of immaturity. They haven't been encouraged to own their own behaviors and take responsibility for their own impulses and silliness and childishness and all of that. It's interesting, the family dynamics here. We're talking about, of course, as I keep saying, the archetypal family. So what does the king really want? What's his focus? His goal with these people? The Knight of Wands, go away. Literally, it's the go away card. I say that a lot in these readings now. I'm never used to. This is go away energy. And of course, the very first speech the king made on the day that the queen passed away, and he addressed the public, addressed the world. He wished Harry and Meghan well overseas. He did mention Prince Andrew as far as I can recall. But this is go off on your own adventures. Be happy in California. Prince Andrew, maybe you should think about moving to Dubai or somewhere like that. Portugal, lovely weather. You can play golf. Whatever. Your daughter is there. Go away. Knight of Rods is the Knight of Wands, is a travel card, adventures elsewhere, abroad. And that traditionally was what the royals did, and the aristocrats as well. Anyone that was a problem, the black sheep of the family, sent off to the colonies. Go away, far, far away, where you can go and disgrace our name somewhere else and we don't have to read about it every day. It's that feeling. It's quite amusing, actually. Speaking as a place that was a dumping ground for lots of these people, and I know India, Australia, rest of you all had your own fair share of them or unfair share of them as well. Past events. How have past events brought us to this moment of a decision about the others for the king? What is choice point? The lovers. And I think very much the Harry and Meghan thing was the catalyst for this. That their union, their marriage, their relationship, the troubles that it brought into the royal family with all the sudden drama that happened when Harry found his bride from abroad, all of that stuff and the choices that they made because they chose to exit, although rumour has it that they were encouraged to exit. I have looked at that on this channel of whether they quit or they were fired. But that choice, that relationship, the attention that it's brought to the royal family, it's not negative, it's not in the reverse, this card, but that relationship, that situation has made all of this quite urgent, needing to be dealt with. And we know it's needing to be dealt with because the central issue is the Seven of Rods. What's going to happen next? We have, as I say, very particular issues with accommodation and with the royal family website. But what is the king going to do next? Or what's going to come towards him? Ooh, we've got the Hierophant in reverse. That doesn't bode well, because that is the royal family, but it's royal family in a negative light, a negative view. The one thing that it's speaking to me about, though, is the royal family website. They could be kicked off that. It's possible. Lady C has been saying no, not going to happen. She wishes it would happen, but she doesn't seem tapped in anymore. She used to be very tapped in. I don't know what's happened to her sources, but she doesn't seem to have anything particularly insiderish to say anymore, as far as I can tell. But that tells me that that is possible, that there might be moves afoot to clean up that royal family website, which would please people. It would make the situation a whole lot clearer if the others were removed. And I'm using that term because I know that there are people about trying to shut down people on YouTube, so I'm sure you can understand current feelings here at this channel. But I get the idea that it might happen, might even be things like line of succession might be tidied up a bit as well. Interesting. Very, very interesting card. I don't see that as royal family itself under threat, some terrible calamity heading their way. Even though we've got the Seven of Wands, it's minor energy that the royal family might be viewed in a negative light because these people are still hanging around on the fringes of the royal family. They need to be tidied up. They need to be sorted out. The king knows it. He's under no illusions. This reading is very clear to me. It tells me that the king is very well aware of what's going on. How does he view the others collectively? What does the king think of the others? The Chariot in reverse. So many things coming to my mind. First of all, not necessarily in order of priority or importance. The Chariot is, of course, Prince William, the Cancerian major arcana for him. And in reverse, I get the sense that King Charles would like to sort this mess out before William has to. He feels that it's his responsibility to tidy this up. He knows William will when William gets a chance to. No question that William will, but I think it's the Chariot in reverse that's delayed activation of the Prince William energy. Coming down the track, Prince William will do something, so Charles should do something. So it reflects on him rather than Prince William having to start his reign with this sort of blotted copybook. That's the first thing. The second thing, of course, is ambition. The Chariot reflects ambition, can be very political, the ambition. We know that very political ambition has been expressed in California by the alliances made with certain political people in California or in the United States, not just California. Certain domain names have been registered. Very interesting timeline of those, which is available on Lipstick Alley if you want to go and see. Somebody very carefully has set out when all those domain names were registered very early on in the relationship between these lovers. Very interesting stuff to go and look at. So there is political ambition there. And not just necessarily political ambition, there could be ambition towards certain status in the royal family, and that has also been expressed, begrudgment about only being spare, feeling that certain people are more popular, more in touch with the zeitgeist, more woke, more representative of the vast mass of humanity, and if can't be royals in the UK, then will be royals elsewhere in the rest of the world, and beat the royals at their own game. So there is that as well. Also just needing to stop them. That for me, even though I've only come to that last in this list, for me is the thing that sprang to my mind first, and then got bounced out by all the other things I had to work my way through. But it's the need to stop them. Chariot in reverse. Very powerful. When I say that, my throat actually closed up, and I didn't get emotional, but almost shocked at how intense that feeling is. And I have been saying in this reading that I can tell from the energy, from the cards, that the king is very well aware of the problems that these three pose to the royal family. The Hierophant in reverse, need to stop them. Hierophant in reverse also, just by the way, could be undoing something that the late Queen had, or doing something that the late Queen hadn't done, because it's her card as well. It was always representative of her Taurus major arcana. So coming up, he might do something she wouldn't have wanted him to do, or left for him to do, unfinished business from that Hierophant. So that card also has a lot piling into it, a lot of very interesting energy in this reading, generally, actually. What pressure is the king under? Decisions. Yeah. Two of Swords. He's got to make a decision, difficult decision. He's the one who's got to do it. I keep saying that in this reading. Can't leave it for someone else. It was left for him to do. Very clearly, I think, was these two cards. His decision, his crossroads, his which way shall I go, what shall I do, how harsh should I be, how cruel, final. And that's things like the website. It's a very final judgment if those three are removed from the website, his brother and his son. You know, a lot of people shout about it and say, oh, he must do it, but not realizing that this is a family business. It's a family firm. And this is a very direct insult to very close family members, his brother and his son. Yes, both of them have brought great trouble into the royal family. They're not the first, and I suspect they won't be the last. But this is a painful decision that he's got to make. It's one he'd rather not make. His hopes and fears. Hopes that he can move forward swiftly with this Eight of Rods. Get the business done. Unblock the situation. It's a very stagnant situation. It's gone on and on and on. It's gone on and on and on since this wedding, basically, which that card really represents for me in terms of the timeline and the catalysts for all of this drama, the ambition, the discontent, the drama, the Eight of Rods. We need to unblock the situation. We need to move swiftly. We need to get the press on our side. We need to control the narrative. We learned that expression a lot in this since the Lovers happened. And he needs to get ahead of the story. He needs to manage the story. He's hoping he can. He can put a positive spin on it, make it look good, make the monarchy look good, make everyone in the public pleased with what's going on and think, yeah, he did the right thing. Outcome. And the outcome is it's going to sow a lot of dissent. When I drew up this reading, and I always write the questions down, I always think about it, meditate about it, try and tap into what universe really wants. It sounds very lofty for a little tarot channel on YouTube, but I do try and engage with universe before and think, what is the energy we need to tap into? And when I wrote down my questions, the outcome I put in brackets for the others. Even though this reading is focused on the king himself, and the others are just there because they are the cause of his current dilemma, Two of Swords, the outcome really was for them. And the Temperance card has come up for them. They're going to feel very threatened by this. They're going to feel very upset, as if something is unfair, as if something has been destabilized. It's cat among the pigeons kind of energy, that whatever is happening in its major arcana, and it's Sagittarius card, the Temperance, so it could happen in Sagittarius season, which is just around the corner, the end of the year. I'm getting that quite strongly, that this is something that could happen within this current calendar year, and we're running out of months. December time, late November, early December. So whatever is going to happen is going to throw their lives into disarray. It's going to be quite shocking to them, and it's going to come across as devilish, because the Temperance card is, of course, the angel who blends energies and harmonizes and moderates everything and heals everything and is beneficial energy. But when it's in reverse, it's devil energy. The two cards sit next to each other in the major arcana, the Temperance card, and is swiftly followed by the devil. And so they are going to feel that their world has been literally turned upside down, that this king has somehow turned into a devil in what he is doing to them. And it's going to be very shocking for them. My sense, my interpretation of these cards, that it's going to be traumatic for them from their point of view, not for the public, for anyone watching, because he's hoping that he can move swiftly and do whatever needs to be done, and it's going to be received in a positive way. But for them themselves, the others in the story, it's going to be quite devastating. That is your reading, and thank you for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.